Hippie has a weak personality, as we've seen recently, and before that as well. He lacks personal capacity to stand behind his actions and decisions, always trying to talk himself out of everything. What do you mean? It's always everybody else's fault. He said so on his YouTube channel, either by doing the trickster act, oh, I didn't really mean it, I meant another thing I won't tell you about, hee hee. Hippie loves playing with fire and crying when he gets burned. And here you've got multiple people telling them to calm down. It's not hate, it's just the truth. So, yeah, this is a game against Aim Ducey. Chloride, if you don't know who he is, SDL, basically Protoss does the casts, as in like the play-by-play casts. This tank killed this tank. Oh no, this plane has come in. You know, you call it play-by-play. And then Chloride is the analyst, the second player, the second caster. And so he'll be more like, player X should be bringing this. Player X made a mistake here, he should have brought this other thing. This is how the game will go, this is how the game should go. So typically the analyst is supposed to be, really good at the game because he's analysing, right? So this is his profile. He has a 51% win rate. Would you take advice from somebody who gets it wrong 50% of the time? Imagine if you were on an operating table, the surgeon walks in and he said, "Don't worry, I get this right about half the time," right before the anaesthetic kicks in. So yeah, this just keeps going and going. For about half an hour they were just ragging on me, so apparently he's been extremely charitable to me for years now. I've never spoken to him one-to-one. I don't think I've ever publicly spoken about him until now, but he's been extremely charitable to me, and I've got bad political takes. So, yeah, you can take advice from somebody with a 50% win rate if you want. Let's get into the draft. So this is a tournament game. We have to do a draft. AIM was told by people in his chat to ban 56Y in 9th US, so he did. Here is that message, right? I was playing against Greyhound earlier and I played 56Y in 9th US. This was shared in a private chat, but, okay. So, we ended up on Schondra, right? So I won the coin toss, so I picked host, and I banned Creeder and Azura straight up because they're just incredibly imbalanced maps, and I don't like them. And then he banned Mount River, Stoneware, Two Lakes, and Urban Frontlines. That's all fair enough, which left me to pick between Ica, Black Forest, and Stoneware. No, Stoneware was banned. There was a third one. Yeah. Anyway, I picked Schondra. Oh yeah, Ica, Black Forest, and Schondra. Right. So I picked Schondra, and then for div bans, everybody knows I play second Panzer, so that's fair enough. I don't play 79Y and 6Y, so I'm surprised he banned those. 7th Panzer, everybody knows I play that. And then I got 6 bans, so what I did was, because we have to upload all the tournament games, I just went to the replays and drafts, and I just saw what he's been playing recently, and it's all sort of meta slop, right? These 5, so Brunette, 5th Panzer, 31Y, 2Y, 20th Polish. I suppose Brunette isn't really meta slop, but he was playing that a lot in the games that I checked. So I banned those, and then 6E was just because on Chandra, 6E is really good. I didn't really want to play against it. So yeah, second wave, he got the call from Greyhound and he banned 56Y and 9th US. That's fair enough, really. I mean, if he had checked my tournament games, which were also there, or, there's thousands of videos of me playing, he would have banned these two. But yeah, I don't play 5E or these two. And then he picked 8th US. It turns out he was live streaming. Those comments were taken from a previous live stream. But I went back and watched the live stream, and he said lots of lovely things about me, which is why we're here. And he was really happy about 8th US. I'm surprised he didn't ban 4th Mortshutson. It is really good on this map. 8th US is not good on this map. Right, so here we are in-game. I waited ages for him to deploy and stuff because I'm a good person, or maybe that's just my weak personality kicking in. But it's everybody else's fault and not mine, right? So we waited for him to deploy. Basically, just to speak a bit about the map is very wide, but basically everybody just sees these 4 zones. And they're like, well, I'm just going to grind here. Even high-level players, like Aim Ducey is a good player. He plays the game a lot. He is not a bad player. His rank's quite low. I don't really know why, but he is a very good player. So, yeah, they just want to play here and buy a heavy tank and shoot the tank that's here, right? So you'll notice this is like 1/4 of the effective width of the map, but everybody just wants to fight here for some reason. It's obviously a big mistake. You should play wide. You should use the width, but it's much easier to just start molding whenever anybody goes around you and just say it's cheesy and that, you know, I should just let him punch me in the face repeatedly, basically. So, yeah, he built his deck without any AT4s or the Flash. At least I think. I didn't see any AT4s or Flash. Flash is really good in the forest and in the town fight. It's something I can't really deal with. It would just immediately suppress all my infantry and kill it. And the AT4s are necessary because what happens if I drive a T-55 into the forest? You're going to fire 4 laws at it. That's not going to do anything, and then it's going to kill you. So you do need the AT4s and you do need the Flash. So looking at his deployment, he just didn't bother covering his flanks at all because, you know, it's just cheese, right? Also, on the CVs, these should be the cheaper CVs. This should be the 40-pointer, because you can buy 2 of them for 80 points. That saves you 80 points. That's an LRS, obviously with the transport that's 100, but you can get like a mech rifles or a CV maybe, or 2 of these. Imagine if he had 2 of these, one here to cover this side, and one here. Let me get that right. It's about there to cover this side. That would have been much more useful than a wheeled CV. So, LRS into the middle for the ground surveillance radar. I don't get that, so he can see better than me. Basically, his div is really, really good at attritional fighting in the middle. My div's really good at going around the sides. And then he does put a few things in Dimitri, so we got an ACAV Scouts here, an M150, another M150. Very nice flank defense unit, mediocre optics, tow, 50 cal for 40 points with smoke. Mediocre stealth, sorry, good optics. And then he puts a bunch of Rangers Dragon in mid. No M60 or anything, just a bunch of infantry, more infantry, a bit more infantry, 2 recon helos, right, just to see what's up. Switching to my deployment, so the SPG-9s aren't good, but this is my airborne forward deployment, and it goes at 90 kilometers an hour. So if I want to get to the place first, like, because his LRS goes at 100 just because the Humvee goes at 100, whereas the truck goes at 90. I mean, that's just the way it is. So I need the UAZ, which goes at 100, so that I can get there at the same time as him. Otherwise, you know, the idea generally is that I want to unload this here and then shoot him on the road. So yeah, in general, SPGs aren't that great because they've only got 2 HP. In the next patch, they're going up to 3, which is great. And then yeah, SPWs, these shouldn't have been buffed. I have talked about this a lot. They shouldn't have been buffed. They used to be 40 points 5 availability, now they're 35.6. It's a bit silly, really, what you can get away with. So I'm going to be sending one this way and one this way. But yeah, if he'd had the cheaper CVs, then he would have had 2 more M150s, and he could have stopped this from happening quite easily, because this will just immediately kill the BRDM2, because they've both got 1 armor, but it's got 4 more HP and it's got an ATGM. And if it somehow lost despite that, it would have the smoke. So KPVT does do a little bit more than a 50 cal, because it's slightly higher caliber, but not that much more. And the ATGM would immediately either kill me or suppress me, like stun me, and then he'd finish me off, right? The advantage of this is that it's faster. And for whatever reason, it's got very good optics. And it's got better stealth. And it's cheap. And it's amphibious. And it's got resolute. So yeah, they shouldn't have buffed that, but what can I say? I did tell him. So yeah, 2 more around this side. And then you got to put stuff in mid, otherwise he's just going to push me in mid, right? So you can't just send everything around the sides. So yeah, a couple SPG-9s just for these buildings. Try and hit an LRS here. He's deploying very far back, right? 1 recon helo, because I wasn't sure exactly which building I didn't want to lose it in the transport, basically, so I was using the Recon Helo just to see how far his LRS would get. Another SPG-9, so I'm putting it here to shoot him as he comes down this road. And a Fallschirmjäger Metis. And then we got a couple T-55s at 2 vet. So I want to get these into this forest so that I can close range him. 2 cheapo CVs, right, 35 points for these. He can get one that's 40, it's faster, basically. And so that's 70 points, which means, well, yeah, I'm paying 70 points for 2 CVs, he's paying 160. Obviously he's going to get there faster, but that's a big difference. That's 90 points. That's, you know, almost 3 of these, sort of. Yeah, Recon, I buy a fast-moving Strela wheeled thing, just in case he buys helos, I could drive it around. I did open Jet, there's a MiG-23. March shot some for over here, and then I send the ATGM vehicle to this side so that I've got something covering this area. Metis, this is Recon that has satchels and smoke. It's like a false flag unit, so they've got American weapons. But yeah, the Recon is super useful for mid, and the satchels and the smoke, obviously, in case he gets infantry up here. I can, for example, if you were here, you would throw the smoke, run through it, and kill him. So, really useful unit. And yeah, smoke mortar, because I don't want to get shot in the face by an Abrams. But that's cheese, apparently, and you should just let me shoot you. And a cub, which I started switched off in case he bought Wild Weasel. I wasn't really expecting him to, but, you know, it's just, it doesn't cost you much to do this. So, let's cast the game. Right, so we're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. It's nice to know that for every one person who hates my guts for whatever reason, despite the fact that I've never spoke about them publicly, until now, of course, there's like 10 or 20 who don't. So, thanks, I do appreciate it. Thanks for watching the videos. I enjoy playing this game. I enjoy making these videos. And I enjoy defending myself. So, thank you for making my dream come true. So, Recon Helo going into mid here. I wasn't sure on the... So, he's gone defensive with the LRS. He could have got to here, right? Because they're the same speed. As you can see, right? He would actually get there faster, I think. But, you know, I have more forward deployment than he does. So, yeah, the MiG-23 I'm using on the scouts. So he sent that scout to shoot the Mi-2. I didn't bring the forward deployed Strelas because I don't really see the point. You just buy a fighter. But you can if you want. So I unloaded this, but there's nobody there. And so I start trying to move these a bit further up so they can deploy a bit further up. And I also noticed there was nobody here. This one he does manage to land in time. Or, well, it just missed, basically. Yeah, it just missed. It might have been something to do with the hill, or it might have just been the fact that it has 55% accuracy, and it hit the last one, so... There's no weighted dice in this. Sometimes it just misses 5 times in a row, and that just has a low chance of happening. It's not a case of... there is a consecutive shot bonus, but it's capped at 3%. So if I shoot you once, the next time I have 3% more accuracy, and then it doesn't go up past that. It's really dumb. Anyway, so he's bought an early M110, which is really not a good idea at all. He is ahead of me on points because his CVs are faster, although for whatever reason he's not using the road here. I suppose he's worried about what I have over here. So yeah, he immediately tries to counter battery my smoke mortar, really on the case there. But I'm moving it after every volley because I don't want to die. Pivad shows up and rinses my Mi-2. To be honest, I should have sent it back. After I'd got the vision here, I should have just pulled it straight back. So I'm smoking here. Why am I smoking here? Because I'm not attacking there, and I want to bait him into sending loads of guys over there, which he immediately does, actually. So I didn't notice that when we were playing because I couldn't see this, but it's good to watch your replays. So, yeah, the SPW gets the scout. The other one's coming around on the left. Sorry, I am a bit ill. I'm sure my detractors will be very happy to hear that, but it's just a cold. I'm sure I'll survive. So, yeah, I shouldn't have stopped this. It should have kept going. So the ACAV's probably going to kill that because it's got more armor and a better gun and more HP and so on. So, yeah, I managed to... So he's basically wasted 2 minutes of income now. The first minute was on the artillery, which you shouldn't be buying that at the start. You should be defending your flanks. In case somebody sneaks some stuff through. And the second minute was on this machine gun team and the Blackhawks to defend this zone, which I have no intention of attacking. I'm attacking over here. So Smoke has multiple roles, and one of them is, you know, misdirection, right? So we have a lot more infantry here than him. The SPG-9, I bring it at max vet, just because I really only need it for the start. I mean, it's better than nothing. A grenade launcher there would do more damage. Like, it's doing something, but if it had 3 HP, it would be a much better unit, basically. So, we know about the M110 because he keeps shooting at me. so we're sending the SPW around the side. I think that's my ping, right? Just so I can keep track of it, right? And he's pinged where my mortar's shooting from. But I'm just moving it after I shoot. He does get my meta squad, so that was a mistake on my end. And I can't really do anything about this. The plan was to smoke here and then run infantry in, but the Rangers Dragon are really good. Like, one of those will be a Metis squad. It's just kind of better. Mine costs more, and his has more guys, more machine guns, and a better AT. Like, it's got more... It's just better. I don't... What? Oh, mine's airborne forward deployed and his isn't. I suppose that's the difference. Yeah, that must be the difference. Also... Well, no, I think that's about it, really. So, yeah, I'm smoking, I'm moving. So, I get this up to him, right? And, we're in business, right behind him here. And then it misses the first volley. The accuracy isn't great, right? And then it misses the second volley... And the third volley. And the fourth volley. Hold the phone, guys. We're 5 minutes into the game, and it's time for the strategic insight of the world number 1 Warno strategic analyst with a 51% win rate, rank 490. And he says that we're 5 minutes in without tick. The game is in the bag. So at this point, I've lost. You might as well just pack up and go home. As you can see, it's a completely unwinnable game. I've just completely lost. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's so Jova. It's over. It's over. It's over. And the fifth volley, I suppose, gets one hit. So I'm just really not very lucky here. And then, yeah, he just happened to have an Abrams coming down this road. So it's really unfortunate, honestly. Like, that should have killed that, but I was just... You know, I'm just bad. So, you know, the first couple, it was moving, so you could say, well, it could have got a bit more accuracy. But yeah, that was just really bad luck. Like, the fact that the Abrams was there and I missed loads, this should really be dead, but it is not. And so I must continue to get shot. So I smoked here so that I can get the infantry through this gap. And you see I'm moving the Strela one, so the Blackhawks, you don't sell them. I suppose, like, if they're low, you could sell them. Because you get the full price back no matter what, but the point is the Strela 1s are there to stop him from using the Blackhawks to scout, and then the M110s can shoot, or you know, you can use a bomber, or anything. Blackhawks are really, really, really useful, really nice to have. You always want a card of Blackhawks in a deck that brings them, just so... Well, maybe not third armoured, but for all the other ones you do, just because they're so useful, because you can use them to shoot people, and then it takes a hit, and then you can sell it and get all the money back. So yeah, he's counter-pushing me here. And the Strelas, I suppose I overbought. So yeah, I am pushing here now, which, I mean, I guess I just smoked here, and so yeah, maybe it wasn't wise to push here, but I had these units and they weren't doing anything, but maybe I should have smoked here and pushed them this way. Yeah, that would have been a better idea, actually. So his arty's still messing me up. The Dragon 2 is obviously better than a Metis. So we're trying to... We save the Strelas, the SPG dies. I send the next SPW to try and get the arty again, because I'm not just going to sit here and let him shoot me in the face for the whole game. He did live stream this game, I watched it afterwards, and he was like mauling about how my playstyle's whatever, scummy and boring. I think he called it boring. I think that's a poor adjective. It's definitely not boring. So, yeah. If we just fight a stand-up fight, well, I'm just going to lose, right? Because his tank is better than my tank, and his arty is better than my arty. So that's not what's going to happen, and that's the game, right? So I could have smoked a bit earlier here. This has smoke, but I forgot, so... So I lost 4 more HP than I had 2 there. And then... Yeah, he's doing really well with his helicopters. Anyway, you see this one kills him way faster, right? And the side armor and the rear armor is the same. Part of it is that it's closer, right? So the accuracy is higher because it's closer. But But yeah, the side and rear arm is the same. Last time I was shooting him in the rear. So part of it's luck, and part of it is just it was closer, so the accuracy goes up as you get closer. I could see this because of this when it was on the road, so I tried to counter battery that, but he moves it after this one. So if I'd stopped here, I might have killed him, because this is at 2 vet from getting many kills. So that was really, really, really close. If I'd stopped, that would have died, because my accuracy would have been higher. I needed one more bullet to hit him. Look at that HP. It's less than 1. This only goes up in 1s or whatever. So anyway, before I killed an aircraft troopers here, I was talking about how T-55's in a forest. If you don't bring AT-4s, I'm just going to drive into you and kill you. And that's exactly what just happened here. And it's happening here as well. So he fired all 4 at me and he did 4 damage. Which means he hit all 4, actually. Which is quite lucky. But whatever, you know. So I think he gets away, because like, I'm low cohesion. And I didn't know what that was. If I'd stopped, I might have done more damage, but I don't know, maybe not. He's cycling his infantry very well, although he sold his Ihawk transport. So yeah, that was the counter battery from before with the Akatsiya, but you know, it was misconceived because he moved obviously because of the SPW. So he's still got one of these left, and the Abrams are coming in, and I'm sort of playing to his advantage by pushing in the middle because he's a narrow attritional div, I'm a wide div, so but I'm trying to keep it wide, right? I'm fighting here, I'm fighting here, I'm fighting here, I'm fighting here. But as the game goes on, the heavier div just gets better and better and better comparatively because the map becomes saturated. Unless you're losing 260 points a minute, which tends not to happen, but it is possible. You could lose more even. You could just fast move everybody into the base, right? The map becomes more and more saturated. There's just more and more units, more going in than coming out. So the lighter div basically runs out of places where it can do anything. So, for whatever reason, this didn't want to kill the tow cobra, but okay, whatever. Maybe he got out of range. Sorry, I do have a cold, so I sound like I'm dying. You'll just have to put up with it. Or you can, you know, do something else, but thank you for putting up with it. Where are my manners? So yeah, you see I'm moving these after every volley because I don't want to get hit by an M110. But we did kill one, which is nice. Yeah, we're trying to push up in here. I'm on this side. I've pushed in on the left. This is one of the 2 CVs I bought at the start. He still got both of his. This is cover, I guess. Like, I should have smoked there. Like, this shouldn't be dead. Oh, okay, I think it gets out. His RT's not... Well, it has just fired, apparently. It's reloading. So, yeah, we do a bit more smoke. I don't want to get shot in the face by 2 M1A1 Abrams, so I am smoking them. This is, of course, an incredibly scummy and boring tactic, and it's just a rude way to play, a bad way to play the game, and I have a weak personality, and all those other lovely things they said about me. So, yeah, I'm smoking so that I can move the infantry up without it getting blown up by a tank, because there's not much cover here. That was a mistake, I could have smoked. Just bad, right, miss micro. So I'm trying to keep the mortars going and everything. I've got a cub in case he buys a plane. Afterwards I looked at his deck and he didn't actually have any bombers, it was all just fighters. It's always worth having one bomber just in case something happens, especially with the air slots. But yeah, once again, I don't kill it. This is the second... Well, yeah, look at all these low helos back here. This is the second time on this particular hog. This tow cobra, of course, that happened before as well. But yeah, you can't really kill my T-55s with his infantry. Well, that's going for this, but I moved it again, right? I'm sending another SPW around. I really want to kill this RT so it doesn't kill me. That's a rat-like behaviour, though. You have to let your enemy punch you in the face. So I got in on this side. I'm on a +2 now. As you can see, the SPG-9, not so effective against an M1A1 Abrams. But yeah, he's in the open, so we're taking out some stingers and so on. I want to get to the edge of the zone. Just force the tanks all the way out, which we basically succeeded in doing. And, alright, I guess the FX on this doesn't quite line up with where the smoke is. Because, yeah, that could have killed that, I suppose, but that's not how it works. And so now I'm trying to push in on this side because he's reinforcing this side, right? His div is heavier than mine. If we stay in one place for too long, I'm gonna lose, because his units are better, so I have to keep mixing it up. So, I'm also starting to build up forces on the left to attack Anna from the back, because I know it's open here, because he didn't put anybody down here. Even after I sent the BRDM2s through, he didn't put anybody down there. I didn't notice that side shot, but, yeah. His tank is better, right? Costs more for a reason. But yeah, I could have backed there or smoked or whatever, so my micro... Like, I'm by no means a perfect player. I make a lot of mistakes, and that's why you watch your replays, so you can learn. So you can learn, right? So you can learn by watching other people's videos, right? Other people's replays. That's why, presumably, you're watching this. So, yeah, we've got a AT here, and then I side shot him, and he dies. I mean, he knew this was here because he was shooting it. Yeah. So, he just needed to be a little bit more patient there. And, yeah, I can't kill these M1s. The Dragon 2s are really good. Better than the Metis. Yeah, I mean, that shouldn't have been in the open. So, making a lot of mistakes. This, I didn't realise he could see, but he could, so I lose that as well. He's still got that big boy arty firing. I mean, he's got a CV back here, but he's prioritised the iHawk over the arty, which I don't think is a good idea. The SPW got caught out by the Ranger's Dragon, so we've been pushed out of here, and that's because I stopped reinforcing it so that I could attack here. Right? It just goes back to what we were saying. If you let the heavier div establish itself and do whatever it wants, you're just going to lose, right? And they can go on the stream and call you a rat and a terrible person and say that your videos are, you know, obscenely boring or something. But excruciatingly boring, you know. But is it boring to attack in different places all the time, or is it boring to just blob? So it's up to you, really. I bought this bomber. It was a mistake, really. I should have bought more ground units. Because I don't have anything to use it on. I didn't know about the iHawks, it hadn't shot me yet. But yeah, CEVs obviously lose to tanks. And he's... You know, I'm trying to hit him with all the ATGMs and so on, all the tanks and so on. I'm trying to smoke up the CV. He's got this mutt in here now. My next attack is almost ready. And yeah, the bomber, it's like, because I bought it and I saw the stinger and the pivots there, I was like, well, this is probably all his AA and I'll just get him. I didn't know about the iHawk, but like, it was stupid of me to assume that that wasn't there because, you know, what else would be there? I could have evac this way, but I mean, that was just, it hit me and I died. So it would have got one more shot off on me. So, you know, it wasn't bad luck that that happened. That was very predictable behavior. So M60 does beat the T55. The point is the T55's sort of better against infantry. In a way, they both got HMGs, right? But the T55's got a little bit more armor and the Resolute and so on. So yeah, the next attack's here with 1 AA, 1 ATGM, 1 Recon, 1 Infantry, 1 CV, and another one here. This can't actually one-shot 3 armor because it's 16. So he gets me on the front here. I mean, it must have been... Oh, okay. I guess it just missed. It's got 50% accuracy, but it missed, but it was a it missed close enough to still hurt me. I'm not even going to try and defend that. That had a 5% chance of happening. So, yeah, we got the Strela out here. I'm pushing in on this side with the smoke and so on. Trying to micro. I'm a bit ill at the moment. So, yeah, we got the Strela. And the Strela should kill this guy, but it misses. It's fire and forget. It misses again, but then he misses. I guess I'm lowering his cohesion, but now he's lowering my cohesion. So yeah, this was very unfortunate. At least I hit it. It's fire and forget, so even though I died, it just keeps going, but it would have been nice to kill that. But hey, I got a 5%, you know, got a 5% chance there, so it all evens out. So the idea is, yeah, I'm not going to let him blob. I'm not going to let him blob. At this point, he's complaining about the fact he can't see anything. He's got no recon here. This is good optics, and it's just shown up. So yeah, you can't see that much. That was very optimistic. And I'm pushing back in here. I've come in on the far left. I'm about to be on a +4. He's still got his Abrams. Like, I'm not actually killing these heavy tanks. For the most part, he's doing a very good job of keeping those alive. Like I said, he's a really good player. And he spent a lot of time before this warming up. I got to watch that after the match as well. And he was talking about how I'm a fucking retard. Said that several times. But hey, what can you do? If you want to be friends, we can be friends. My door's always open. So that missed, but the SPW will finish it off because it's got less than 1 HP. He's smoking the corner, which is obviously a very scummy way to play, and it's very boring. Wait, is that me doing that? No, oh, wow, this is a completely cool and acceptable smoke. But at this point, he's just tilted too much, right? We're 20 minutes in. I'm on a +4. Got infantry in here. And yeah, 3 infantry, like 18 AP is very nice, and the side armor on these is low, so he just starts driving those into me. But that's my fault as well, apparently. At this point, he's talking about how he didn't know what I would do because he refuses to watch my videos because they're excruciatingly boring. So I'm very sorry that this video was so excruciatingly boring. The way I play is simply very boring, right? I attack very aggressively and don't just sit there for 40 minutes. That's, of course, just terrible. This cub never saw any action because he didn't buy a plane. That doesn't mean it was a wasted purchase, because how was I supposed to know he wouldn't buy a plane, right? Anyway, then he just starts sort of like fast-moving these into me, and then I side-shot them all. And he's like, how can this be happening? I'll link it in the description. It's a very cathartic watch. I'll link it in the description. I watched it after the game, right? Obviously I was a bit busy during the game. I did try and seed his Eyehawk, but yeah, all this is dying. But it was out of ammo. So do I get this? No, I don't get any of that. But yeah, he's got one less Bradley here. We're still on a +3. This guy's still alive. He's got smoke, right? So I'm smoking. The not shots in here. I guess the Abrams was to kill him. There was one here. And he's got something on this side. So I've got the seed up with the HE. You know, just to... Like, this is still not resupplied. I guess he could have put the thing next to it, but... He's actually bought another one, I suppose. And then I come in and hit this. It's a shame I didn't get that CV. But, yeah, then he surrenders, right? So this is the last second. So I've still got one of these left, the one you see. The other one that came over here, it died, right? I've got 3 AT planes, I've got 2 seed planes, I've got 2 or 3 fighters. I haven't bought my second Acacia. I haven't put CV next to that. Whoa, I'm really dumb. I bought this to do that. So, yeah, like, this is very, very over. It would have been nice if he kept playing so I could just sort of beat him up a bit more. It's obviously very cathartic when you've got somebody who chats so much smack about you and you don't say anything back to him. But yeah, the KD could have been better for me, but if you're attacking and you're on a +4 and you, or a +3 I suppose, and you still have a positive KD, then obviously you know, it's going very well for you. The next plan was to send another flying column round on the far right and hit the point on the far right. But we didn't get that far. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, my door's always open. If you want to be friends, we can be friends. Or you can continue to chat smack about me, at which point I will make money off clip farming you. Have a lovely day.